Hi, this is Linda, right here at Real Estate One, 1002 North Main Street, and I have another special guest for us to share with you some very important information. I think it's going to be our table talk today, and we're going to call it Unlocking the Potential of Your Home. We have decorators, of course, for you, and organizers, and an array of list of things to get your house ready for sale. But we also have Cheryl here to talk to us about another thing. And Cheryl, that would be the exterior of the home and also wall colors, right?
That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about what you do. How long have you been in the business? How long have you been doing this?
My background is architecture and interior design, but I've been doing specifically color since 2017. I started my business, Color Confident Home, and I help homeowners with their interiors and exteriors, choosing the right color the first time, because color is tricky, especially when you get it up on a big surface like an exterior. It gets 2 to 4 times lighter and brighter, and on the interior, on a wall, it gets 1 to 2 times lighter and brighter. And the lighting definitely affects different colors. So a color that might look good in one person's home or in the exterior of one person's home may not look good on someone else's, because the lighting is different, the furnishings are different, the trees around the home are different. So we take all that into consideration. I'm a certified color expert and strategist, and the strategist part comes in where I use the science of color. I have a spectrophotometer, a tool that measures color data properties and hue families. So I can establish the hue families inside or on the exterior of a home and take into consideration. I look at the roof, I look at the brick, I look at anything else that's staying, and establish the hue family. And then I can find coordinating colors because I have all the color data properties, and I can pull up my large painted samples that look good with what's going to be staying on the exterior of a home. So I can help homeowners with their curb appeal. I can help them if they're replacing materials, siding or shingles.
That's a good thing. How much money do you think you saved these clients? Benjamin Moore gave you a fact, right?
Benjamin Moore did a study, and they determined that 50% of paint sales were because people chose the wrong color the first time. So when I started my business, I said, I think people need help. They need the right color.
The driving down the street tells you they need help, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You got to be able to notice every house you go by.
I do.
Hey, this could be this and that could be that. Plus, often wondered about hairdressers if they don't do the same thing to us.
I think
like to get all worried out.
Dentists too.
Yeah,
I'm looking at our teeth. But yes, I'm looking at homes, and my assistant and I drive, to consultations, and we look at the other homes in the neighborhood, and we say, oh, this would look so good if this, just some minor tweaks sometimes, a different paint color, a different shingle color, a different front door color.
Which, again, saves money every time, right?
It saves money because homeowners invest a lot of money in their homes and having their homes painted and replacing materials. So, we want to save homeowners money. We want to take the fear out of choosing the right colors and materials the first time.
Have confidence in themselves that they've made a right decision.
Yeah. Some people just need validation. They know what they like. Some people aren't sure, what is going to look good. So we really help homeowners with that. And we have a tried and true process on how to test the paint colors after we narrow down the options for them. We narrow down colors for all those thousands of options.
Mm-hmm.
And choosing a paint color in the store does not translate to the homeowner's home, because the little tiny swatches are really darker than the paint color is actually going to be. So we help homeowners learn how to choose the right colors.
One of the things that I wanted to talk to Cheryl about is joining our team and our training and our seminars, is because I not only think there's a one fold but two folds. Number one is if you're getting your house ready to go on the market, sometimes with just a little bit of this or that, it's going to really sell for a lot more money because it's coordinated. The second thing would be also is people buying a house, Cheryl. They don't like the exterior of it, but they could see the potential if you shared our services with them.
That's right.
That house could look like they won with just a little bit of help and some very expert advice from you. How much do you coordinate what's going inside as well as outside?
Right. So, a little bit of paint can make a huge difference in how a home looks and how on the exterior or on the interior. So for interiors, we look at both. We look at what does the exterior look like, what does the interior look like, and we want to create that harmony and flow, whether it's on the exterior or the interior.
Mm-hmm.
So for interior, we can, go in and help home buyers, create the rooms that they love and make sure it looks intentionally designed and not, a lot of people just choose one color for the whole house because they don't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm.
But one color usually doesn't work for the whole house because each room has different natural lighting coming in or different artificial lighting, different furnishings. So we have to make sure that a color is going to look good if they're going to use it in more than one room. So we assess each room and we help them create harmony and flow. We help them develop a color scheme and be creative. Yeah, be creative.
They use a lot of times. I like to have one room we have two colors in.
Mm-hmm.
They are familiar with each other, but they complement each other.
That's right.
So it really stops the room from becoming a war.
That's right.
And when you want to change things out.
Yes, and some people are afraid, they like color, but they're afraid to use it because they're not quite sure how to use it.
That's the worst thing that can happen. You repaint it.
Yeah.
You'll do less of that if you have an idea what you're going to look like to begin with.
That's right. And we know how colors react to different light. Yeah. A lot of times when homeowners choose colors, they choose colors that are more saturated. And when they get it up on the wall, it's too bright or too bold. So we know how to, choose colors that are really going to, coordinate and look good with what's in their home and still be able to add some color.
On your Facebook, I was really impressed with all the befores and afters. It was amazing you did some just very gentle things to some of those houses and they popped, right? Mm-hmm. The other thing I was watching on the Facebook, your videos, which we're going to make sure that you know what that is you had a lot of technology that helps you to do all of these items that you're speaking of. Mm-hmm.
That's right. So we use the spectrophotometer, and it gives us color data properties like the hue family, the lightness and darkness factor, how much chroma or saturation a color has. So it, we know that if there's a color that has a chroma of less than 1, it's going to be more of a neutral color, and a lot of the neutral colors, they all belong to a hue family, whether it's white, beige, gray, black, brown, they all still belong to a hue family. So if a beige or a gray is toward the yellow red hue family, that explains why it could be leaning a little pink and people are seeing pink. So we know how to shift the color data properties away from pink so it's not looking so pink, but it still has the same value and the same, the same hue, but away from the pink kind of tones. The other thing is people talk about undertones all the time, and undertones are really just how one person sees a color because everybody sees color differently, and undertones are not a science. They're not measurable. It's not repeatable, but hue families are measurable and repeatable. So we use the Munsell color system, which is the closest color system to how our eye sees color, and that's how we can choose the paint colors and the colors because we have the hue family.
How about the families that aren't really ready to sell right now, but going to be selling down the road, or their children's going to have to sell their own? How do you help them select those colors? And tell me, is gray going out?
Yes, as gray is going out, of course, the East Coast and the West Coast change a lot faster than we do here in the Midwest. So there's still some people who are on the tail end of that trend who are still liking grays, and that's okay. If if it's your home and that's what you like, I say, go for it. Mm-hmm. If you're going to sell in the next 2 to 5 years, I usually recommend colors that will appeal to most buyers coming into the home. Some, neutrals, and we can bring in color in accessories and furnishings. And, the neutrals,
is beige coming?
Beiges and earth and beiges and browns are all coming back. But updated. Greens are really on trend right now.
Yeah.
And blues. But what I help people do if they're not quite selling now is find colors that they like, that they can live with the next 2 to 5 years, but create a timeless look, for the walls, neutrals, but not boring neutrals. We have warm grays are still in. We can do darker colors. We can do muted palettes. There's a lot we can do to keep it from being boring, but still sellable 2 to 5 years from now.
I asked you a question earlier, which I thought was really good too. For example, if you want to not only just pick colors, window colors when they are going to replace their windows, you would be a help with that. But what about like brick and structure of it? And also we're talking about a possibility of offering someone to help them with the landscaping. The front of that house really can be updated pretty reasonably if they just choose and know what is the right thing to choose.
Right, and I can help people choose their paint colors and choose their materials. If they're replacing siding, I can help them, choose where do shakes go? Where does the horizontal siding go? What about brick? What about stone? I can help people design, the facade, the front of their house for curb appeal, choose shingles. The most important thing when you're replacing or choosing your color scheme is if you're replacing windows, or if you're doing a new build even, choose your windows and your shingles first. Those should be chosen first because that helps dictate your color scheme for the rest of your home. In choosing, windows or choosing to paint windows really does dictate. So choosing black windows, which a lot of people are doing right now, really limits your color schemes going forward. It's really not a timeless color.
Sometimes it's going to catch up with them a bit.
Right. And also white windows with brick, white windows on brick are really kind of stark. So, but that's what builders put in. So that's what we work with. We know how to, make the color scheme. So if you do have white windows and brick, we can kind of transition and tone it down a little bit. So
especially through using trim work, right?
Right. With the trim work. And I say landscaping is like the icing on the cake. It really makes a home pop, just like putting throw pillows or accessories on your interior.
Getting rid of a tree that's too large or probably planted in the wrong place to begin with. Those kinds of things. I'm sure that you've noticed many times in Rochester, you go down certain subdivisions which really are popular, but the houses need some updating on the exterior. And I'll see one every few blocks that they've done something to it. Now, they probably paid a fortune to have it done and just through a company, but without a supervision of what they can do and how they can shop it. But that house looks so good for that, and yet they was able to stay in that subdivision, and they were able to stay in the same school system that they want and enjoy all of Rochester and around. And I think that's fantastic. I think we're going to see more of that than people moving out further or maybe moving, period.
I do too. People are staying in place and remodeling and redoing landscaping and creating a home that's new. It's like new. And I always say, why wait to sell a home? To do these things. Do them now and enjoy them while you're still there.
So there's a segment of the people that don't intend to move at this particular moment, but we have a really good market, especially the first-time buyers today. And our luxury department is just going crazy. We are getting so many homes in. And I think that's because they don't want to go through the full new construction. And new construction's another animal. If you have to go back to work, you need somebody to help program that as it's being built.
Right.
So we still have a very good business in real estate out here, and everybody is making up their mind which way they want to go. But we'd like to also invite you to understand that we have services for you to make that easier. They can always contact you, Cheryl. At what particular number would you like them to use?
Yes, my number is 248-509-4720. My website is colorconfidenthome.com. You can also search me on Instagram and Facebook, inhouse.com, HOUZZ.com. See some before and afters and read my Google reviews, but Color Confident Home on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, actually.
I've got through her website. I was quite impressed. It is really nice. So rather than to make those costly mistakes, give her a call. And you can always reach me at 248-709-3786. and I could pass you on to Cheryl if need be, but if it's real estate, call me. I'm pretty good at what I do. Thanks. Bye-bye.